The new update has just dropped in BTD6, and boy is it a doozy for balance changes. Ninja Kiwi has broken Chimps mode. Now if you guys haven't seen it yet, there is a new boss event coming to the game. It's basically a clan wars with boss balloons. It's kind of fun, and I recommend you check it out. We've got a new hero, so Rosalia, or Leah for short. The new jetpack hero is in the game as well. I'm sure you guys have seen that by now. There's a couple other general changes and bug fixes and all that stuff, but I want to focus instead on the balance changes because, again, they are freaking crazy. Before we get to all the changes, if you guys want to press that like button for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Subscribe if you haven't, and again, use my creator support code if you're, feeling generous today. So first off, we've got Dart Monkey changes. And they're not as crazy as you would imagine, but it will affect the Dart Monkey as one of the best towers in the game because a lot of other towers got buffed for their base cost. A lot of them. Like 4 or 5 of them. Ninja, Engineer, Tack Shooter, Boomerang, they're all less price as a base tower, which is freaking amazing for starting off your game. Love it. Anyways, Juggernaut. Knockback duration got increased, so especially if you're dealing with, ceramics and stuff like that, sending these guys back for a little bit longer can always be a good thing here. The knockback for heavy targets, if you end up going for a 402, is even further, which is amazing. From 1.5 to 2.25, so you can see the bigger knockback there. Knockback to light targets from 3 to 4.5. I don't know if that even actually happens very well. Like, does this get knocked back? I guess it does. It does get knocked back pretty far. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know there's a difference between heavy and light targets. And then Super Monkey Fan Club got a slight price decrease from 8K down to 7,500. It kind of makes sense. Super Monkey Fan Club is kind of like just mediocre at best. So this legit may not seem like a huge change, but trust me, it is, because the different combos that you can play with now in a Chimps game are insanity. I'm pretty sure you can do like a Boomerang Tack Shooter start at this point, which is wild. But you can do Boomerang for $315 instead of $325, so only a $10 decrease. I know it doesn't seem like much, but early game, that can be the big difference here. In addition, we've got some Moab Dom changes, which I would not have expected, because he's actually a pretty decent tower in the game. But his main projectile pierce has increased from 18 to 54. I don't know what that means for us exactly, but it's a lot of balloons you can go through with your main attack here. Is it really like 74? Like, is it really like freaking a lot? Is it really this many? Oh my god, look at this! Look at it go! And in addition, the 205 has gotten up to 81 now. Holy crap. So if we can set up 81 rainbows with 0 spacing, can he really pop all those? Can he just go boop? Holy crap, he can! That's amazing. All right, Moab Dom, legit amazing these days. All right, Glaive Lord. Got a really weird change that I don't know if it's going to affect the game at all, but it's still a thing. The main attack can bounce to the same target, and the cooldown is 0.6 seconds. So if you have, I don't even freaking know, quadrillions of Moabs all over the place, and you throw a boomerang and it bounces all around all over the place and still alive after 0.6 seconds, it can bounce back to the same target? Okay, I think that makes sense, but I don't really see the point. Either which way, it's part of the game now. So everybody knows Bomb Blitz has blown wee-wees for a long time now, and Ninja Kiwi's like, well, let's change that a little bit. Let's make his damage a little higher, so now it's from 3 to 5. I really don't even think it's worthwhile to get still. I mean, look at this. This is 81 rainbows. We're having trouble with them. Bomb Blitz, bro. It's really weird. But in addition, we've got some Balloon Crush changes here we got to go over. So the damage increased from 12 to 24, doubling his damage. I mean, you might think that that's absolutely absurd and it's going to make him unbelievably powerful, but he's really just meant to be a stunner. He stuns things. That's his job. So the damage is kind of irrelevant, but it does make it so you don't have to deal with as much garbage time waiting for things to happen. And then also against regular low-level balloons. I mean, just taking ceramics down to nothing is kind of cool. So 24 damage is nice. And then a 502 is going to increase the frags damage as well to 12 to 24. And then if we end up going for a 502, the Balloon Crush frags bonus damage to ceramic is from 12 to 0. So it doesn't matter if the ceramic or Moab or whatever, just automatic damage increase from 12 to 24, which is, again, pretty sweet. Tack Shooter! Cheaper now! From 280 down to 260, which I don't know if that makes sense here, because I'm on easy right now, so I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, let's hope that that's accurate. But it says 280 down to 260. Should be $20 cheaper as a base tower here, which is freaking amazing. But because of that, they're making the more attacks. Again, I don't see this as the correct price, which is very weird. But but supposedly it's from 100 down to 100 and up to $110, increasing it by $10. And again, also for the even more tax, 100 up to $110, increasing it by $10 again. And then we've got a couple other interesting changes here with the Maelstrom. So the Pierce has been reduced from 200 to 100, but because of that, the damage has been increased from 1 to 2 on a Blade Maelstrom, which to me just seems absurd. I mean, that seems like it's a very, very, very powerful ability, and it already was pretty powerful. Like, I don't really understand why that was necessary, but now Moebs? Maybe? Yeah, I mean, we're taking down that was 81 Moebs! What? We just killed them all? What? Is that really just happened there? That seems absurd. 81 Moebs. Yeah, I'm not even joking with you guys. That doesn't feel right. I'm going to do it again, just see what happens with one Moeb. It was weird that one Moeb got popped about the same amount as 81 Moebs, but if you have 100 Pierce, it doesn't really matter, I guess. All right, interesting. And then, believe it or not, though, the Super Maelstrom did not get changed in this way, but the Pierce has been reduced from 500 down to 300, making this guy even less powerful. Again, absurd. I hate this change. They nerfed Super Maelstrom into the ground, and they're going to regret it. They're going to regret it. It's only good for races, and, like, it's not good for anything else in the real game, so you made them useless. To be honest, when I heard glue changes, I was thinking that they were going to nerf the unbelievably powerful super glue, but that's not in the cards for them today. Instead, we're going to do some other weird changes here, so let's go over them real quickly. So, first of all, the 4th tier balloon liquefier with a 0-1 upgrade, the stickier glue. The puddles will now last on the screen after a round is over, which is kind of cool. So, like, if you go to the next round here, it'll still last there. I don't know if it's going to be all that helpful, but it exists, so that's kind of fun. When you get a balloon solver, the Pierce has been reduced from 5 to 4, which, to be honest, it does make it. So maybe you want to go for a glue splatter instead, as a cross path instead of the bottom path. I've always said just go bottom path, but maybe they're finally making it, so you want to go the middle path. Maybe. We'll have to check it out. In addition, though, this is a pretty cool change. This is a $500 buff. Oops. This is a $500 buff here. The glue splatter is now 1,045, or no, excuse me, 1,450 down to 970. Am I playing on hard right now? Is that the problem? I'm gonna go check this out. Yeah, this makes the prices accurate. Let's just stay on medium. From 1,450 down to $970. I love it. $500 less, dude, for a glue splatter. Now you're talking my numbers here, because 1450, I don't want to say it was wrong, but it was always just like, meh, I won't get it. I don't need it. I'll just stick with the first tier. But because of this, the buff has been reduced from 3 to 2. So, I don't know why it says up to 6 balloons per shot, because that's not true anymore. Now it should be less than that, I think, from 3 to 2. Either which way, when you finally get up to the 5th tier here, the Glue Storm, we got some nerfs coming in. The duration has been reduced significantly from 20 to 15 seconds. Not fun on that note at all. It used to last like pretty much the entirety of the ability cooldown, but not anymore. But not horrible. But then in addition, the glue slow is from 75 down to 50, and then if you do end up going for the 052, it's going to slow from 90 down to 75% still. So, I don't know, bro. You're definitely going to want to go cross paths on the glue storm with the bottom path in most cases, I would think. But I usually do end up going top path because I just like the damage. And then another quick change here. I did tell you guys that the bottom path didn't really get a change, but that's not true. The Relentless Glue did get a change. He is now $400 more expensive, up to $3,400 from $3K. So they didn't change Super Glue, but Relentless Glue is now a reasonably priced, good upgrade to get. Interestingly enough, we got some kind of wild sniper changes. I'm actually kind of intrigued. Like, I don't know if this is going to change the game at all, but interesting nonetheless. So a 1-2, a shrapnel shot with Full Metal Jacket is going to have a damage increase from 1 to 2 on the shrapnel. So if you got balloons behind balloons, having extra damage could help you out a little bit. Not every single time, but sometimes. If you get a 2-2 with the large caliber, it's going to go from 2 to 3 damage per shot. So again, just allowing shrapnel to do more damage kind of to balloons behind them. Possibly leading to weirdness. I don't want to say that it's going to be automatically better, because sometimes you actually don't. If you're doing weird sniper strategies where you're doing a lot of snipers, if you knock the balloons down to the wrong balloon, sometimes it can actually affect you and make things worse. Like, I have too many red balloons or too many green balloons on the screen or something like that, it can get goofy. But generally, when you get more damage, it's always a good thing. I shouldn't complain at all. And when you get a 3-2, it's going to remain unchanged at 4. Okay, so they did give you that bonus already. When you get to a 4th tier, nothing changes. Everything's the same. Main Moab's kind of just chilling. But Crippled Moab got some changes again. Now Crippled Moab damages balloons around the main target with a radius of 8, a pierce of 10, and a damage of 28. So I don't know exactly how to show this off, but if I send out like a BFB with some rainbows around it, I don't know, let's send out some like rainbows or something and just see what happens here. I don't know. It's tough to tell. Let's put it on strong again. Strong. Uh-oh. Put some rainbows around there or something. It's hard to tell what's going on because I'm sending out 25 at a time here. Supposedly we're damaging balloons around it. I guess that's good. And we're hitting a lot of the BFBs, actually. Okay. Okay, I could see it. I could see this actually doing something here. But it's still a Crippled Moab. Is it going to be powerful? I don't know. It's tough to say. Really weird. Really weird. Ninja Kiwi loves to throw wrenches in people's buttholes, and they've decided that Plutonium Reactor now is going to give airburst darts extra damage. So, I don't know. Like, why? I don't really get it, but if you really wanted to switch Plutonium Reactor from an airburst darts back to a submerged sub, it might actually make sense in some situations, especially against like a Moab or something like that. Like doubling the damage on an airburst dart sub is actually pretty cool. So you can see how much damage we can do against a Moab with just a plutonium reactor sub. Yeah, it seems weird, but it might work. Again, it's doing a good job here. When you get a 5-2-0 Energizer, 5-2, we gotta go for the 5-2 though. Oh, excuse me, 5-2. You end up getting a bonus damage to lead +5 when submerged. So that's going to be helpful against DDTs in particular. You can decamo, you can take 5 damage, 10 damage per shot. And a DDT only has 200 health. So if we're doing half of the health of a DDT, don't forget that's going to matter when we have a lot of DDTs. It won't matter against a single DDT, but doing half the damage to a lot of DDTs could actually be a pretty big deal here. You can see lots of damage. Lots and lots of damage. I like that. I like that a lot. The Energizer price has been reduced by $1,000 as well. And then I don't really like talking about Paragons all that much, but I just want to mention really quickly the Paragon Hero attack cooldown reduced from 1.5 to 1.3, and the Paragon Hero damage multiplier increased from 4 to 5. So if you're into Paragons, it will affect it a little bit. Okay, this is interesting changes. Buccaneer, cheaper to start, from 5 down to 400. Boing. Again, leaving you options to start off your game. Before, if you built a Buccaneer, you could not build anything else. Now at 400, you should still be able to build a Dart Monkey at $215 and do this kind of start. That's kind of cool. Like, I like that. I like that. I think that's fun. In addition, though, because they did that, they did make Destroyer $100 more expensive to make up for it, and also Merchantman $100 more expensive to make up for that. So they're not actually changing the price. They're just taking it away from the beginning price and adding it to a 3rd tier, which, again, completely fair. This is very odd changes, but we have to mention them. Exploding Pineapple, 0.1 seconds more often, from 1.7 to 1.6. Not even a 10% change. It's like a 7% speed increase in that. Just seems odd. And then the Flying Fortress radial dart damage increased from 3 to 6. That's actually pretty impressive, considering Flying Fortress is already pretty freaking boss. Doing anything else to make him stronger is just, whoa, what are you doing, Ninja Kiwi? And then just to mention it, a bunch of Paragon Goliath Doom ship changes here. I'm not going to go over them, though. Again, go ahead and check them out if you're interested. By saying the damage increase this decrease that, this increase that, it's very hard to tell the text going on, so just know that there's some changes there. I truly cannot tell you what's going on with this tower, but Ninja Kiwi has decided that they want to change him in a lot of ways. The Comanche defense has got a lot of odd changes here. I'm just going to read them off because they're very goofy. So let's just send out round, I don't know, like 81 or something like that. Let's leave them on pursuit. Let them go to town. You guys can just watch the action here. So the mini's attack rate is from 0.15 up to 0.228, so much slower. But when you upgrade to a Comanche Commander, the mini heli dart damage has been increased from 2 to 3. When you go back down to a 4th tier, though, again, the mini missiles damage increased from 1 to 4. The mini missiles pierce reduced from 80 to 60. The Comanche defense's mini missile ceramic bonus increased from 1 to 2. And then the mini missile Moab bonus removed from 2 to 0. And then when you go up to the 5th tier again, the Comanche Commander's mini missile ceramic bonus increased from 1 to 10. And then the mini missile's Moab bonus damage removed from 8 to 0. I have no idea what's going on with that, but it seems like they're less powerful against Moab class balloons, but better against the lower tier balloons, or they're just more averaged out amongst everything. So, I don't know. Comanche Commander has been a pretty boss tower for a little while now, with slowdowns and popping power and kind of everything combined together. Let's see how this ends up working. I don't know, soloing around 81 is not bad, but can you like solo around 94? Because if you can do that, you're a pretty boss tower here. I kind of just want to watch it in action. And then the other change here, just to mention really quickly, is that now, for some reason, Special Operations, when you drop down a Marine, I don't know why you would ever want to do this, but in CHIMPS mode, you can sell it. So it's kind of like, if you guys did not know, in CHIMPS mode, you can actually sell the sentry guns. It's not selling because it's not a real tower, if that makes sense. Any which way, round 94 doing pretty well. And you can see the bossness of a Comanche Commander still. It's not bad. I don't know if it's going to solo around 94 in its entirety, but it's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, not bad. 94 taken down all by himself. Pretty cool. Right, some minor motor changes, but of course they're attacking my artillery battery. $400 more expensive for an artillery battery. $5,500 to $5,900. Not a huge deal, but it is a deal. When you get to Blue Incineration, though, everybody usually goes faster reload, but they have buffed Bigger Blast before, and they're doing it again. The first upgrade here is going to increase the Pierce from 25 to 36, but then the second upgrade here, the Balloon Buster, is going to increase the damage from 2 to 3. So, yeah, I mean, those are pretty decent changes, and I think that this might actually be a reasonable cross path to go for now. Dude, check this out. You can do a double dippin' wizard start in CHIMPS right now. 325... no, I don't think you can, actually. That's the medium cost. You could do a double tippin' medium cost with no monkey knowledge for $325 per wizard. Very cool. Down $50, though. And then you can definitely do a wizard boomer start, I think. I think that's possible in CHIMPS mode, which is just, again, very odd and weird and cool. Like, I like it. But don't quote me on that. It's gonna be close. Any which way, wizards have a pretty decent amount of changes here. First of all, I think this makes sense, even though not that many people use it. Arcane Mastery, the price has been increased $100. For some reason, the Shimmer Pierce has been increased a lot from 200 to 500. So if you're ever worried about crap tons of camo balloons coming in here, no longer with the Shimmer will you ever have to worry about that action. The Fireball crosspath damage increased from 1 to 2. So if you're for some reason into fireballs, heck yeah, dude. We'll take that action. And then the Dragon's Breath Fireball projectile count increased from 1 to 3 on just a third tier! What? What? Check this out. Holy crap, I don't get this. Projectile count increased from 1 to 3. Do we really get a triple dippin' wall of fire here? Whoa, oh no, it's just the firebolt shot. Okay, that makes sense. Just the fireball shot shoots out 3 times. Not the actual Dragon's Breath shooting out like the Whoop does currently. But in addition to that, the Dragon's Breath Fireball damage has been reduced from 9 down to 3 at 3rd tier. So you're just making 3, I don't know, just changing it in some way, not really making it worse or better. And then the Pierce reduced from 4 to 3, so they're really nerfing the Dragon's Breath now. Oh, it was a good tower. It was a very solid tower, like across the board. Very meta, if you ask me. The Whoop. All right, let's talk about him real quick. So the Whoop has a fire attack damage from 3 to 5. Okay. And the Dragon's Breath Fireball damage reduced from 27 down to 9. So if he's shooting 3 times more, though, it kind of makes sense that you want to, get rid of that a little bit. So again, it's just kind of like weird changes that don't really matter much with the wizard, except for that Pierce reduction from 4 to 3. That's really the big deal here. And that's pretty much it. Another Paragon change for experience. Other than that, just wizards changed. Not better, not worse. Okay, guys, check this out. Projectile speed decrease on the Super Monkey. So, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the dart should be a little bit slower here. Like, the actual movement of the dart here is a little bit slower. I guess that means he can miss a little bit. I mean, you can really actually see it, though. It does look a little bit slower here. But when you get the super range and the epic range, it increases back up, which is very odd. I would not imagine that happening, and I didn't even know that happened, but you can actually see it in action there if you look at it. What's interesting here, though, is actually the anti-balloon price. It went from 80 down to 70, but don't forget, the new hero, Rosalia, can now decrease the anti-balloon 30%. So if you get her up to level 20, you get an anti-balloon. It's going to be an actual legit strategy that I'm going to recommend to you guys. Like, it's going to be solid across the board. I have to show it off, but I know it's going to be a thing. And then last thing about the Super Monkey is the Legend of the Night. He's going to get a quick change here to only be able to use the mega ability of not letting things through the back here twice per round. So it doesn't matter about time anymore. It's just twice per round max, kind of like a lot of the other random money-making abilities. Straight up got a lot going on with the Ninja. Like, a lot going on with the Ninja. First of all, the price reduction of $100 on a base tower. 500 down to 400. Again, probably can do like a Ninja... At least a Ninja Dart start on Chimps. But you could probably just try to survive with a Ninja on round 6 and then swap to attacks for a Boomerang for round 7. It's like a great way to start off the game. It's really wild. I like it. I like it a lot. Any which way, the attack cooldown has been reduced from 0.7 to 0.62 as well. So the base Ninja is actually really just solid. I don't know how else to put it, but just solid across the board. Look at that, we just got a freaking purple balloon. That's a base Ninja. Like, that's good. In addition, though, the Ninja Discipline Ninja has a reduction of 38 down to 30 for all attacks. The Caltrops cooldown, though, has been reduced from 4.4 to 3.9 if you're interested in that action. The Sticky Bomb attack cooldown has been reduced from 5 to 4.5. So if you're into Sticky Bombs, delicious, not bad. Even though this is not the best tower ever, you can still be, you know, buffed a little bit. It can be helpful. The Discipline price has been increased, though. It's from 300 to 350, and that's to make up for the base Ninja cost up a little bit. And then, in addition to that, the Double Shot has been increased another $50 as well. So if you're going for just top hat ninjas, which I think a lot of players probably are, going to get that increased again from 850 to 900. The Distraction price has been reduced from 350 to 250. So you're into distractions. Maybe that's not a bad combo to go for a base Ninja with Distraction. And I don't know. It's not an interesting tower, but it's a tower that might actually, like, work, you know? Oddly enough. Even a Ninja Discipline Distraction Ninja might be a solid tower to build. Any which way, check them out, all right? Counter-Espionage also reduced, which is interesting because the whole entire point here is to get to a Shinobi Tactics. But guess what? Shinobi Tactics increased drastically from 900 to 1200. So if you were really into the Shinobi Ninja combo spam strategy, it is not going to be as easy to do anymore. You really need to spend your time and effort on just getting a couple Shinobis rather than maybe 20 of them entirely. Holy crap, a lot more changes here. So the bottom path as well has got changed. It's been reduced by, increased by $50. So from 250 to 300. And the Caltrops, again, has been increased from 400 to 450. Even though they got that cooldown reduced, it's kind of like making up for it with the fact that it's more expensive. And then the Ninja Paragon also experience going to cost more. Or less, actually. Woo, less. Cover the Druids real quick. So, oh my god, Ninja Kiwi. They don't know what to do with the Druid with the middle path here. It's very, very weird and awkward, but it kind of makes sense. So first of all, let's talk about the Heart of the Vengeance. So, Heart of the Vengeance is interesting because if you lose lives, you gain speed. And that's cool. Like, if you really want to utilize that as part of your thing, like, you can make some really cool strategies happen in the middle part of the game. But the problem is if you ever go for a Jungle's Bounty Druid, you just gain the lives back of the Heart of the Vengeance, and you lose that attack buff. So, like, was it worth it? Probably not. So, now Jungle's Bounty is an activated ability, and it's only going to give you lives when you activate that ability, not at the end of every round like it was before. So you're not only going to get them slower, because you're probably not going to get ability every single round, now you can control, though, if you want to even generate the money to generate those lives. I would assume most people will, but now it's really up to you, instead of the game just forcing it upon you. In addition, the Spirit of the Forest here is also going to no longer generate those lives automatically. It's going to be automatically, it's going to be an activated ability. So you have to press that button if you want to get that stuff happening. I don't know how I feel about it, but whatever. Doesn't bother me. This was not something I kind of expected, but I guess it makes sense. Monkey Wall Street is going to be have a price increase of $10,000 from 60 to 70. Monkey Wall Street range increased from 60 to 75. Okay, I guess that's fine. If that's what you're feeling there, Monkey Wall Street. And then, I guess the whole point is that this steals, not steals, but grabs the bananas like a banana farmer. So, that's why they're increasing the range of it to make it more easily farmable around, I guess. And then the lives per round increase from 10 to 15. So this guy will actually generate you lives. That's pretty wild. 15 lives per round is actually a pretty insane amount of lives, to be honest. Even 10 was pretty insane. So this is kind of a wild tower to get if you really want it. And the list goes on. The Spike Factory is even getting a change here. Honestly, this thing has been pretty fair for a while now. Carpet Spikes is the only thing that's been pretty good. And they're going to nerf it, of course. So first of all, the Spike Storm cooldown increased from 45 to 50 seconds. The ability minimum duration reduced from 10 to 9 seconds. And the ability Spike's maximum duration from 13 to 11. So if you're very into the Spike Factory here, you may longer not want to be into the Spike Factory. He's been my go-to for a long time, though, so that's kind of upsetting. The 041 Spike Factory is going to get a duration bonus for the ability of spikes from 50 to 100%. Okay, so that actually makes sense here to maybe want to go for a 042, but nobody's going to do it. Just let's be honest here. Nobody's going to do it ever. When you get a 5th tier, though, the Carpet of Spikes, price increased from 40 to 42, another $2,000 in addition to what it currently was. Kind of makes sense. It was really good. And then Long Life Spikes price reduced from 14 to 1300, and Deadly Spikes price increased from 35 to 3600. Don't know why they're going to do that. Honestly, I don't know that many people that use the bottom path Spike Factories very often unless you're going for a Thermo Spike, so to each their own, though. All right, oddly enough, the Primer Expertise is going to get an increased bounce distance, so you can see that very far away, you'll bounce exactly where you need to. Not very far away, but far enough away where that's crazy, dude. Nice bounceage going on here. And then the Monkeyopolis base cash amount reduced from 1250 to 1000. So I don't know if you guys are into that. Sure, why not? Okay, these are some not bad buffs. Let's go over these things real quick. First of all, the engineer price reduced from 400 to 350. What? What's the point of dart monkeys? Dart monkeys suck now. I mean, you're still going to need them sometimes, but like, people are not going to be building dart monkeys anymore. People are going to try for the boomerang texture, the dart monkey engineer, the whatever combos, and just like get this stuff going. Get rid of the dart monkeys. Get rid of the triple dart monkey start. Unless you need it. This is cool. I really like this change. It's only $50, but it's a big deal. Trust me, especially when you're playing on chimps or even some of the harder game modes with monkey knowledge. Like getting 2 engineers or an engineer boomerang is way more fun than 3 or 4 dart monkeys. Any which way, this is a very big change as well. Sentry Gun is now going to make sure that they are spawning within 20% of their range to the track. So they're going to want to spawn towards the track if at all possible. Let's see if we can show this off. Let's try to throw one over here and see if he'll always spawn in this generalish location down here instead of throwing them randomly up on the top. And I mean, it makes sense. You want to have a smart engineer. I mean, instead of completely random, it's going to be mildly random. I like that. I like that a lot. The 5th tier Sentry Champion is going to get a damage increase from 2 to 3. Ooh, that's not bad. I mean, he's been okay for a while, but a 2 to 3 is a pretty big difference here. And there's nothing negative about that. Just straight up damage increase from 2 to 3. It's a pretty big change. Especially if you combine it with villages and other things that make him like shoot faster. Legit, real change in the game. Cleansing Foam randomly got increased from 850 to 900 to kind of like make up for the fact that this guy was cheaper. Whatever you want to do with that action, go ahead. And then the Overclock Foam pierced from 10 to 15. So if you did decide to upgrade to an Overclock, I guess you get more Cleansing Foam. And then randomly, they're going to change the Double Gun a little bit. So the I don't really use this that often, but I know that some people do. It's not a bad tower. It's just something I don't often use. But the price has been reduced from 5 to 450. And then because of that, the Blue Trap has been increased from 3,500 to 3,600. So the prices just got moved around just a little bit based on everything. But Double Gun might be a legit engineer to use. Especially Double Gun, Sentry Gun combo. This is like a really, really, really good starting tower now. Like, really good. You guys know that normally I'd like to go for the Beast Handler. I just don't want to. I'm super sure I don't want to. There's so many changes here. I don't even want to go over it. There's literally like 3 paragraphs of changes for the Beast Handler. So I am not going to go over it. They're all such minor changes, too. It's like $100 here, $50 there, $100 there, blah, 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 blah. I just don't want to deal with all that nonsense. So just know that prices got changed again. Every single update, they change them anyways. So they're just going to change them back next time. What's the point of even going over it? So Beast Handler, all right, there's some hero changes really quickly. I don't want to go too in-depth with them because most people don't even notice the change. You know, just like, you're going to play with them anyways, so why not? But Quincy got a weird change with his rapid shot. It's going to change just a little bit. It's not going to change over time. It's just going to be given to you as like sort of a base amount. And that's just something to keep in mind. Gwendolyn got a couple minor changes for heated up and the damage amount. Oben got a weird change with grants camo detection to druids and radius. Cool, like if you're into that kind of thing. Admiral Brickle got a Mega Mine increase a little bit. And then Sai got a level 13 and level 11 swap. And then randomly Geraldo got a bunch of ridiculous nerfs. So they realized that he's too good, so they just nerfed him kind of across the board there. Realized that Geraldo is just going to be a little bit more difficult to use these days. And then also Corvus got some weird late game nerfs, but also early game like buffs-ish. So again, kind of like weird changes across the board. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this decent video here, I was trying to pump it out for you guys real early, and I'm late already, so I already took a nap today. I'm still freaking exhausted. But if you guys enjoyed, press that like button for me, subscribe, and again, use my creator support code if you want to be oh so deliciously nice. And of course, we'll get a lot of videos pumping out for you guys this week with all the new update stuff. Thank you for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.